So do you also wish to add your WooCommerce order details into your Google Sheets? Then give me 10 minutes and I'll show you how to do this. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to sync new customer orders from WooCommerce to Google Sheets. So like you, I also use WooCommerce to sell my products online, and now what I want is that as soon as we receive a new order from WooCommerce, I want to add the WooCommerce order details into Google Sheets. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between WooCommerce and Google Sheets, and we're going to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language using an amazing automation software which is Pabbly Connect. So if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. In this video I'll show you how to automatically sync new orders from WooCommerce to Google Sheets. This automation can help you track your orders data in real time, maintain records and analyze sales without manual data entry. It is perfect for managing e-commerce business more effectively. So let's get started. So to do this, I'm just going to open a new tab and I'm just going to look for the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. Now it is opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an easy to use automation tool using which we are going to create a connection between WooCommerce and Google Sheets without knowing any programming or coding language. But before we move on further and create this connection, I'll just show you something really helpful. This is the Pabbly community, a space where automation users, business owners and marketers connect. Pabbly community is a space where users share their ideas, solutions and workflow tips. So if you're stuck at any step, the community is a great resource for guidance. And if you also want to join this amazing community, the link is given in the description box below. Make sure to check it out. Alright, I'm just going to move on further. Now I'm just going to create this automation. For that, I'm just going to open the landing page of Pabbly Connect, and over here we just have two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can simply click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here, I'm an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in. And once I'm just going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps, and over here you're going to see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And once I'm just going to click on this access, now it is going to open the dashboard of my Pabbly Connect account. And to get started, I'm just going to simply click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me to select the workflow builder. So the new workflow builder is faster, flexible and ideal for those who want a modern interface, while the classic one on the other hand is perfect for users who prefer stable, tried and tested setup. So you can use any one of this. I'm just going to use this new one, so I'm just going to go towards the select of the new one. Now I'm just going to simply enter the workflow name and select the folder in which I want to save this workflow. Over here on my dashboard, you can see multiple folders which I have already created in which I save my workflows. If you also want to create a new folder, you can simply go towards this create new folder button and create your own. I've already created many, so I'm just going to simply click on this button which says create. And once I'm just going to click on this create, it is going to open the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger starts the process while the actions are response towards the same. Alright, so first we're just going to set up the trigger. For that, I'm just going to click on this add trigger button, and now I'm just going to simply select my trigger application, which is WooCommerce. Now I'm just going to move in further, select the trigger event as new order created, and then I'm just going to move in further and click on this connect. Now it is giving me a webhook URL using which we're going to create a connection between WooCommerce and Pabbly Connect. Alright, so I'm simply going to copy this webhook URL, then I'm just going to open my WooCommerce account. And after opening this WooCommerce, which is a plugin of WordPress, we're just going to move in further and go towards this settings section of WooCommerce. And after coming over here towards this settings section, what we have to do is we simply have to go towards this advanced right from here. And now we have to go towards this webhooks after coming over here towards this advanced, and now we have to click on this button which says add webhook, and now it is asking me for the webhook name. So I'm simply going to name this webhook as new order, and then I'm just going to move on further. For the status, I'm just going to simply select it as active. For the options, or you can say the topic, I'm just going to simply select it as order created. And now for the delivery URL, I'm just going to simply paste the URL which we copied from the workflow. And now it's asking me for the secret. So if you wish, you can definitely add the secret, but this is not required, so I'm just going to leave it as blank. For the API version, I'm just going to select it as this and click on this save webhook. And once I'm just going to click on this save webhook, yes, you can see webhook updated successfully. So with this, we have successfully added the webhook URL, and now I'm just going to open my workflow, and in the response, we have received this webhook ID. So yes, this means that we have successfully updated this webhook, or you can say added the webhook in our WooCommerce account. This is a proof of our successful connection. And now what I'm just going to do is I want the response right over here of the new order created, so that I can add that order details into my Google Sheets. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to simply click on this button which says recapture webhook response, and yes, and I'm just going to capture the details of the new order created. For that, I'm just going to open the shop of my WooCommerce, and let's say I'm just going to purchase a product right from here, which is this herbal face mask. I'm just going to add this product to my cart right over here, and let's say I'm just going to update the quantity to 2 and click on this update cart, and now I'm just going to purchase this product. For that, I'm just going to go towards this proceed to checkout, and now I'm just going to simply enter my details right over here and click on this button which says place order. And once I'm just going to click on this place order, you're going to see that we have successfully placed the order, or we're going to see all the details using which we have successfully placed this order. All right, and now I'm just going to open my workflow, and over here Pabbly is going to capture the response for the same order. All right, so I'm just going to open my workflow, and now you can see that we have successfully received the details right over here. You're going to see that we have successfully received the customer information who purchased this product using our WooCommerce store. So yes, now I'm just going to add these details into my Google Sheets. For that, I'm just going to simply add new action step right over here. And now for the action application, I'm just going to simply select it as Google Sheets. And now I'm just going to move on further. For the action event, I'm just going to select it as add new row and click on this connect. Now in order to connect my Google Sheets, I'm just going to go towards this add a new connection and then sign in with Google. And once you go towards this sign in with Google, Pabbly is going to ask you to select the Gmail account with the help of which you want to create this connection. So you can simply select your Gmail account, and after selecting your Gmail account, Pabbly is going to ask you for some permissions. So what you have to do is you simply have to give Pabbly all your permissions it is asking for, because your data is secure with Pabbly. No need to worry. And once you give Pabbly all the permissions, automatically your Google Sheets account will be connected. I've already connected my Google Sheets account, so I'm just going to go towards this select existing connection and then save. And now I'm just going to move on further. Over here it is asking me to select the spreadsheet, so I'm simply going to select my spreadsheet, which is WooCommerce orders. So I'm just going to simply select this WooCommerce orders right over here and move on further. Now I'm just going to simply select the sheet and move on further. It is asking me for the order ID and the rest of the details which I want to add right over here in my WooCommerce, or you can say in my spreadsheet. So one by one, I'm just going to enter all of these details, but I'm not going to enter the details manually by typing it like this, but instead I'm just going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And when we insert the data from the previous step, automatically our data becomes dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm just going to simply map all of my details right over here. First, I'm just going to map this order ID right over here. So I'm just going to look for the order ID. So as you can see, our order ID will be this 113526. All right, so I'm just going to look for the same order ID right over here, and then I'm just going to simply map it. And now I'm just going to move on further. I'm just going to map this customer name. So I'm just going to look for the customer name. So over here is the customer name, which is new customer. So I'm just going to simply map the first name, then I'm just going to map the last name and move on further. I'm just going to simply map the email address, move on further and map the rest of the details. I'm just going to map this phone number right over here. I'm just going to look for the phone number and map it. Now I'm just going to move on further and map the product name, and now I'm just going to map the rest of the details too, like the quantity right over here, and then I'm just going to map the total amount. So I'm just going to look for total in the response of my previous step, and then I'm just going to map it. And after mapping all of this, I'm just going to simply click on this button which says save and send test request. And as you can see that we have received the positive response that we have successfully added these details in our Google Sheets. All right, so I'm just going to open my Google Sheets, and as you can see, the details have been added right over here. You're going to see the same order ID, same customer name, same email address, same phone number, same product, and we're going to see the quantity and the total amount. And as you can see that we have successfully added the details right over here in my Google Sheets. And with this, we have successfully completed our workflow. Now whenever we're going to receive a new order from WooCommerce, automatically the details will be added right over here in my Google Sheets. Alright, so we're just going to test this workflow once. I'm just going to purchase some another product, and we're just going to check that if the order details are getting added right over here in my spreadsheet or not. Alright, so let's say I'm just going to purchase some another product, which is this hydrating cream. So I'm just going to simply purchase this product. Let's say I'm just going to purchase 5 in quantity, and now I'm just going to click on this proceed to checkout. And I'm just going to simply update some of the details. Like for the first name, I'm just going to keep it as testing right over here, and then I'm just going to move on further. I'm just going to simply update this email address too. Now I'm just going to move on further and purchase this product, and now I'm just going to simply edit this phone number, and now I'm just going to purchase this product and click on this place order. And once I'm just going to click on this place order, automatically with this we have successfully placed this order. As you can see that this is the order number, we're going to see that this is the email address, this is the payment method, and this is the total, and the quantity is 5 this time. Alright, so I'm just going to open my spreadsheet, and over here automatically these order details will be added. Alright, so I'm just going to open my spreadsheet, and as you can see that we have successfully added the details right over here. You're going to see the same order ID, the customer name, the email address, the phone number, the product, the quantity, and the total amount. And with this we have successfully completed this workflow and also tested it in real time, and it is running perfectly fine. And if you don't receive this response in real time, you can simply check the details which you have mapped, or you can simply check for the errors which you have done while creating the workflow, and your problems will be solved. Alright, now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect. And if you don't find any errors or mistakes in your workflow, then too if your workflow is not running perfectly fine, then you can simply comment on this video and we are going to help you. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can connect many more applications. So now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this URL. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect.